Hello, trading is closed on March the 9th, 2021. We always begin with our disclaimer. It's my trading plan for tomorrow, March the 10th, 2021. I can be completely wrong. Trade at your own risk. Here's my email. Look for the pattern with the early low. This is it. Tomorrow also has the early low. We had this big drop. I said MEJT gave some higher targets. I thought they looked out of reach, but I said I was going to go with the system and say the targets would print, and they did. So that worked. And they also had weakness. We'll come to that in just a minute. Let's put this up to the close. This is 38.75.44 was the close. This is a weak low to high day. We gapped up, hit higher highs, closed under all the highs, all the lows, couldn't even clear yesterday's highs. That's a very weak pattern. Either you take these highs out promptly, ideally by gapping over them, or else lower prices print tomorrow. That's what we said. We called for it's more weakness if it's a negative day, and this is a negative day. The fact that we closed over yesterday's close doesn't make any difference. So we closed under all those highs, even under some lows. In the afternoon, MEJT said all these squiggles would retrace. They did. Early on, we had a pattern that was in the first slide of the webinar I have on PayPal. This is where all the rules are given. The first slide showed this exact pattern. It's not rare you have an ultimate buy signal, but an optional lower target as well. When the signal is given, of course, you don't know if you're going to get the higher prices first or the lower prices first, and you don't know how much movement you're going to get. But I personally think it's helpful to know when you gap up, have this huge rally. I mean, we're up like with 80, 90 handles. It's helpful to know there's a very, very strong likelihood, at least 95%, that by tomorrow's close, we're going to undercut this line. That's useful information. That's right in the first slide. These yellow lines are support resistance level. We closed under support. It's not what I want. I'll find it eventually. Here we go. Somebody wrote to me on the channel, said that Elliott wave changes all the time and it's worthless. As far as changing all the time, he's absolutely right. That's why I say it isn't the only valid count. As far as being worthless, I don't agree with him. It's just one indicator like any other. And when you use it in combination with all your other stuff, I think it can give you additional information. I don't use it alone to trade, but when you have an A, a B, and a C, with C equal to A, and it's a pretty pattern like that, you know there's a very high likelihood that's the end of wave blue B. And if it is the end of wave blue B, we're going to be starting wave blue C down. It's very often equal in magnitude to wave blue A. And if it is here, we're going to undercut 3720. Now this is a wall. This is a hole in the wall gap. These things fill. They typically fill in a day or by the morning of the day following. Doesn't have to, but happens in a high majority of the cases. So there's a very good likelihood that by Thursday's morning, and probably tomorrow, we're going to undercut this low around 38.20 and find support there. And if we're in wave blue C, as I think is very plausible with this count, we're going to go even lower than that, down to 37.20 and below. Again, as always, gapping up smartly, overtaking these highs, the whole pattern's killed, but there's a lot of negative stuff going on here. This is a rally which couldn't hold on to its gains. It's a very negative pattern. Unless we take this high out early, we should be going much lower in wave blue C down. Take this out, the pattern's killed. That's your stop. Tomorrow has the early low, and that's today's call.